So, hello everyone. So, welcome to today's week SD, that is called Business Value. And I think both the teams will start introduce themselves. So, we will start first. So, the name is Value Architects. So, it reflects the idea that business do not merely produce or sell goods and services. So, rather they actively plan, think, and design, construct ideas. Then they try to create something that is a valuable uh, according to their business or according to the users. So it's an intentional way, just like architects carefully plan every element of a building.
Good evening, people. We are Team Value William. We choose this name because in business, people often only look at profits and customer satisfaction, but we believe that real success comes from balancing both. So our idea is that business should create value for customers and also sustain itself at the same time. Today, we'll explain how this balance works step by step.
Thank you,
Hello.
Karthik. Yes, so I will be the co-mod. I'm Swapnanil.
Guys,
Okay,
please introduce yourselves.
Hello everyone, Shubhangi this side. I'm the member for the team Value Architects.
Hello everyone, I'm Swayam. I'm the coach of the team Value Architects.
Hello all, this is Abhirami and I am member of the team The Value Equilibrium.
Hello, this is Joyita Paul. I'm the member of the team Value Equilibrium. Sorry.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to this week's Socratic Dialogue. So, for this week, the topic is business value. So, now we have two teams here, and I'll be the moderator for this week's SD. So, I would like to request who is willing to go first.
our team will go first.
Okay, sure. So, before you proceed, kindly give short summary of your pitch and the reason behind choosing the name.
Yeah, so basically the value architects are name of the our team. So why we choose this name? Because a business just do not produce or sells the goods and services to the user, right? They plan, they think carefully, then they try to create something that is useful for the user or customer. They don't just create it directly. So in a structured and intentional way, just like architects carefully plan every element of a building, its structure, aesthetics, and functionality. So just like that, businesses also strategically build value through multiple dimensions such as product quality, branding, and customer experience and service delivery. Mm. So yeah, let me share my screen also. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes,
Yeah. So the thing is, so when we talk about value, what is value? So I will be explaining this first. So value is not something fixed. It is actually subjective and situational. So this means the value of a product or service changes depending on the person and their needs and the context. For example, a bottle of water or a plate of food may seem ordinary in daily life, but in a desert or in an environment where you are not getting enough, it becomes extremely valuable due to urgency and scarcity. The value is influenced by factors like utility, personal preference, and availability, which makes it dynamic rather than constant. This also explains why different people are willing to pay different prices for the same product. Moving forward. So when we talk about measuring value, right? So the question arises if the value is so subjective, why and how do we measure it? So in everyday life, we use money as a standard unit of measurement, right? Which allows us to compare and exchange different goods and services easily. It simplifies also decision making in markets. However, money is not a perfect measure. It cannot fully capture emotional, social, or experiential aspects of a value. For instance, a sentimental gift may hold more value than something expensive, even though it has a lower monetary price. So, money gives us a practical measure, but not a complete picture of a value. Moving forward.
Thank you, Shubham. So I will be talking about the aspect of creating value. So basically, since value is a very subjective concept, value in business is created when we transform, basic products into something very useful, convenient, or special. It's basically if we imagine, turning raw material into something more valuable goods, which is designed, packed in a more, appealing way. So through in business, value is created by going through the process and processing the raw material into something good in the future, because customers are more willing to pay for the product itself rather than individual materials, which adds to their emotional component. As Shubham mentioned, some things have sentimental value, so that cannot be happen when the things are unprocessed. So this shows that value creation is not just about production, but enhancing the experience of the customer in the end. Next slide, please. So in this process of creating, importance of creating value, perception plays a very important role. We all, as each individual is very different. So of course, our perceptions and our perspective of viewing things is also very different. So value is not only determined by what it does, not by the function of the product, but also how it is presented to the customer. So like if the same product can be very valuable to someone, it might, for example, a pen, it might be only a cheap tool for other person to write something, and it might be a gift for another person. So in this way, perception is a very fluid thing, like what
Guys, value architect, sorry to interrupt in between. Kindly try to make your speech a bit crisp and precise so that we can get more time for question and answer.
sure
Please
sure
go ahead.
yeah can you move to the next slide? So talking about the perception, the next things is, value versus the experience. It's a very important idea. Like having a good product alone is not all. The overall experience is also, which is something along with perception helps. And even a high quality product can lose value if, the service is very poorly delivered or something like that. It's just like going to a good restaurant to eat something, but the service was so bad and the ambience was not good. So you are not able to appreciate the good food. So moving forward. Next slide, please.
So, for value capture refers to how effectively a business converts the value it creates into actual profit. This is primarily done through pricing strategies, cost control, and positioning in the market. A business must carefully balance its pricing, because if the price is too high, customers may perceive it as like, it's not worth the cost. And this is exactly what Shubham and Shubhangi were discussing, that it's a matter of perception. And if the price is like really less, that will affect the business's overall growth, like it won't be able to cover their cost. So successful companies optimize value capture by aligning price with perceived value, ensuring customers feel they are getting fair value and it is like worth every penny they're paying for. Moving on to the next slide, please. So businesses often face a trade-off between maximizing short-term profits and building long-term sustainability. So focusing on short-term profits may involve, aggressive pricing or severe cost cutting, and that will just lead to basically like harming the brand reputation or compromising with quality. In contrast, sustainable profit focuses on delivering consistent value, building strong customer relationships, and encouraging repeated business. Companies that prioritize sustainability invest in customer satisfaction and quality and trust, which is ultimately leading to stable and long term profit. To the next slide, please. So, with this, I'd like to conclude that business value is not created by a single factor, but through a combination of value creation, perception, delivery, and capture. Each stage plays a critical role in shaping how customer experience and evaluate a product or service. Ultimately, long-term success depends on maintaining the right balance between the profitability and the customer satisfaction, because no not one of them is like the ultimate goal of a business. There should be a good balance, and businesses that consistently deliver value while building trust are the ones that achieve sustainable growth and competitive advantage over others. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Value Architects. Now the question box is open for team value equilibrium.
I have one question to ask. While Shubham was presenting, he was highlighting about measuring value. And you had said that value can't be completely measured using money because the value depends on emotional, sentimental, and other aspects. So, do you believe there is any measure of value for each of these? Or do you think there is no such way to measure value in a precise way? Like, what's your take on it?
I think it depends on a user. So let's just say if Devanjana is there and other in the other opposite side you are there, right? At the one side, Devanjana really likes a t-shirt. At second side, you also like t-shirt, but you like a different type of design. You like a different type of thing connected to you in the t-shirt. Like Devanjana likes a solid color, but you want some animation on it, right? Some type of stamp on it. So that will connect with you more, right? That will give you more value at that time. So just like that, uh, and obviously, if that piece of t-shirt was made by cotton, which was like a flurry ball, which was around 2 to 4 rupees only, which converted into fabric, then somebody sew it up, then made the t-shirt. So that depends on different people. But yeah, it can be, measured precisely, but depending on person's emotion,
Okay,
who we are
understood.
selling it to, who is the audience, that depends.
So you're saying the value can be made precise, but it will still vary based on the end user.
Correct, correct.
Okay, that's understandable. Great.
Does that answer your question, Abhinami?
Yeah, that was clearly explained.
Okay, any more follow-up questions or?
Yeah, I have one follow-up question, Devanjana.
Sure,
Like,
please go ahead.
yeah, like if customer defines value, like so then businesses like actually create values or they just discover the values.
They first discover the value, then create it, right? Without discovering it, how can you create it? First, they do research. First, they look at the market, what is going on, what the user likes, what a customer likes. Then, after they start looking into it, how we can build it, how we can provide it, what things we can provide, what are possible, what are not possible. Based on all of these things, they try to come up with a solution. They try to come up with a product that is actually useful and which is very valuable to the user. So first they discover and do research about it, then they try to create it. If you directly jump into creating something, you don't know if it's valuable. You don't even know if it's valuable or not. You're just creating something out of nowhere.
Yeah, something.
I would like to add to what Shubham said. I think, yeah, directly jumping, and I think it's an also ever evolving process because you keep researching on, and value is something which is, very subjective. So it keeps on adding and creating new elements and aspects to already what is there. So, yeah, we can say maybe it's a very dynamic process and ever evolving.
Any more questions or follow-ups? Okay, if we don't have any more questions, then I would like to ask my co-mod to proceed this session further with the next team speech.
Yes, team value equilibrium, you can start.
So good evening, everybody. We are Team Valuable Equilibrium. So basically, we choose this name because in business, people often focus only just on the profit and customer satisfaction, but we believe real success comes from balancing the both. So we are proceeding with the PPT. Abhinand, next slide, please. Yeah. So in this slide, we'll discuss about what actually value is. So what is value? Does it like stay same all the time? We believe value depends upon the situation. For example, umbrella is not useful on a sunny day, like not as useful, but when it rains, it's become very important, right? So business are not just selling product; they are solving problem at the right time. That is what creates real value. Moving to the next slide. Usually, we measure value using money, but money do not always show the full picture. For example, if a service saves your time or reduces your stress, it means that its value is more than the price. So we believe business should not just focus on the money, but also things like save time, comfort, and peace of the mind. Moving to the next slide. Here we will discuss about creating the value. How do business create value? They take something like very simple and make it more useful. This happens through better ideas and understandings the customer need. We believe real innovation is not about making things complicated, but in real it is about making them more simpler. If you reduce efforts and save time of people, then just simply means you're creating value. Over to you, Abhiram.
Yeah. So now that we have established that value is created through insight, let's have a different perspective. Let's look at the human element, how the value is actually received. So let's think about this. Let's say you're walking into a high-end restaurant and you look at the menu card. It is a photocopied piece of paper with coffee stains all over it. You lose the trust that you have on the kitchen, right? You now don't believe that the meal is going to be good enough. Even if the chef is going to be a genius, your perception has already dropped the value of that meal before you have even tasted it. So our stand here is that perception isn't just about marketing fluff or a mask that you wear on. It's the actual interface that is being provided. If a customer doesn't understand the benefit or if he doesn't feel the quality of the product, then the value doesn't exist for them. So yeah, so perception only gets someone to make the first purchase. What keeps them there is the reality of the daily experience that they get. This brings us to the next tension between the product itself and the journey the user takes. So let's say there's a massive difference between a good product and a good experience. I'll try to make it feel less alien to you. Imagine there are two identical smartphones. Both the hardwares are same. But let's say when the screen of the phone breaks and you go to company A, you're stuck on hold for 3 hours with the support agent being really rude to you. And when you walk into company B, they know your name, they fix it and give the product to you completely ready within 20 minutes. Now the product is the same. The phone is same and is identical. But the value differs, right? Company B has more value to you now. So in today's world, experience effectively is the product that you get. It doesn't matter how brilliant your product is or how sleek your design is looking. If the delivery is going to be frustrating or if the support is going to be missing, the value is diminished. So our stand here is that value isn't a single point in time. It is the sum total of every single interaction a person has with the brand.
Abhirami, can you make it a bit shorter because it's getting a bit.
Yeah, yeah. So now that we know about perception and have built the great experience, let's talk about the business, how business actually sustains that effort. And here comes Joyita to explain that.
Thank you, Abhirami. So, till now, we have seen how value is created and delivered. However, a business cannot survive just by creating value. It must also capture it. So, how value? What does value capturing mean? It means basically how much the value created does business retain as profit. Not all companies, capture value equally. Some focuses on low margins and some differentiate on high margins. So the key driver basically is how unique and important your value is to the customer. Can we move on to the next slide? Yeah. So we now know that businesses can capture value, but capturing too much too fast can also break the trust. So that basically leads to tension between short-term profit and long-term sustainability. So the key insight is one time high profit are transactional, but consistent smaller profits are relational. So if I consider one of the sustainable mindset is if I consider a local restaurant which is like offering fair pricing but consistent quality, customer will, so which is leading to resulting in a repeat customer on a weekly basis. If you can move on to the next slide, Abhirami. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So to conclude, when a business balances value creation, delivery, and sustainable capture, it sustainable capture, it basically creates something much bigger than it just profit. So value is not static, it's basically dynamic ecosystem. It depends fully on situation, perception, delivery, and capture. So exactly how the business earns from it. So true success does not comes true success comes from balancing all these four. So the delivery So, to deliver lasting value, business must shift from selling products to sustainable relationships and solving problem continuously. So, customer basically do not pay for what you sell; they pay for what it does, what the product does to them over time. So, it's basically you are creating the value and capturing the value. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Value Equilibrium, for your wonderful pitch. Now the question box is open, so Team Value Architects can go ahead.
Uh, the question.
Yes, Shwam, go ahead.
If value is defined by a business to create value.
I think you're having some internet issues. Anybody else has any questions?
Am I
Is it
audible?
back? Yeah, it's back. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was asking, if value is truly defined by a customer's perception, then what does it really mean for a business to create value?
Uh, I would like to answer this question. So, Swayam, as you ask, value is created by the customer in India. That's what we believe because let's say I have to sell something for you, something to you. Let's say I'm selling a phone to you. So you know how much valuable a phone is. Let's say you haven't had phone for a long time, and this is the first phone you're going to get. So you just don't care about making phone calls. You care much more beyond it. You want a better interface. You want the phone to look much more trendy and everything, right? So the value of a phone is what you perceive it to be. Rather, when I design a product, I will understand how much you value the product, and I will design my product in a way to meet your perception. So that's the business as part of creating value and meeting the perception of the customer.
Does that
Creating
answer
value
your?
is simply about adding the value to the product.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Shwam? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Anybody else has any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. I have a follow-up question actually. So when you're talking about adding that value into a product or anything, any service, how do you add that value? How can we ensure that it is something useful or valuable for the user?
Can you come again with your Shubham? Like in
Yeah, yeah. I am asking basically like when you're talking about any product or when you're talking about any services, how do you ensure that it's something valuable and it is really creating the value into the user's life or anything?
Well, it indeed depends on the research or back-end development that takes place, right? Whenever there's a business, whenever a
Mhm.
business is going to develop a product or design a product, that goes on a long period of R&D work that goes on before a product is designed or even if the first prototype is released. So that is all done to understand the perception of a customer, to understand the target audience and their needs exactly. So then, through which we will understand how much they value a product and what's the need that they have. As we said about in our presentation too, a value is it depends on the solution that is provided to the customer based on their need. So when we understand their need and when we know how much they need something and when we find a solution for it, that's how we add value. And when you see that people are satisfied with the product, we will understand that the product has added value to or met the perception of value that the customer had.
Got it. So let's just say I am working on a solution, right? And that solution is already being built, or let's just say when I'm trying to release that solution, somebody else did it before me, build the solution, right? So as a business, how do I ensure that whatever efforts I used in research, whatever the things I used in research, I'm creating something unique that is not being developed by other businesses?
But Shubham, it's not unique if it's developed by another businesses already.
That's what I'm asking. Ki how do I build that unique thing? Because that's what you mentioned in your pitch also, right? That we need to create something unique for the user to find it something valuable.
So Shubham, if you'd ask me, not
Mm-hmm.
everyone is going to be meeting the 100% need of a customer.
Correct.
As in like from the human psychological perspective, I can
Mm-hmm.
never be satisfied with a product. I would always need
Okay.
something better. So when I know
Mm-hmm.
that when I'm developing my product and when I see someone else has developed the same product, has
Mm-hmm.
come up with the exact same solution that I came up with, I can
Mm-hmm.
still try to add on a few more features to my product already and to meet, or there would also be feedback from the previous product that was released by a different organization. So based on
Mm-hmm.
which I can develop my product better. So it's all about, I mean, when we have to talk about market competition, which is a completely different topic, it's obviously we're going to have all those issues of who's going to pitch the product first or who's going to meet the target audience first. So that's
Mm-hmm.
all, like, they're all part of the game, but still it all depends on how you develop your product better to enhance it to meet the needs of the customer.
That
Again,
answers my
like I
question.
would like to add something to what Abhirami said. So,
Surely.
like, if you're, yeah, so if you're again launching, like, you have come up with some kind of product that already, there's already a solution in the market. So, you also do the market research, and like, you do not launch the same product or same solution in the market at the same time. So that's why you do that market research. You get the insights. So that marketing trend, that studying of the marketing trend, those things also needs to be studied. And then, like, that's why we always study the competitor thing, that what the other competitors are doing, right? So that we do not go hand in hand with them, because that will bring a lot of clash, and it will always affect on like the business revenue, and the financial factors gets affected at the same time. So that like plays a very key role into launching, when we are launching the product, what time we're launching the product, what kind of solutions we're like launching in the market. So those are the things and factors that comes into the play.
Thank you, Joyita. Thank you, Abhirami. That answers my question.
Any more questions, guys?
Like,
Oh,
I have a follow-up question. So I think, like Joyita mentioned about the, financial and the resources thing. So this came to my mind. Okay, so like how you guys think can, the concept of money metrics, where, you can the business also caters to the resource aspect and, investment and other things. So how it can affect the process of value creation, like, because we need to cater to both these things.
Uh, Guys, before you proceed, I was just request, keeping in mind the time constraint, please make your questions and answers a bit precise.
Understood.
Thank you. Yeah, please go ahead.
So Shubhangi, just to understand your question, you're asking, like we have to also keep in mind the resources that we have, which is very limited, while we also have to meet the values of the uh,
Yeah, like
customer.
I wouldn't assume like anyone has limited resources or something, but since this came up, because money metrics is also an important component in business. So just want to explore that.
Well, resources are certainly limited anywhere you go. We can never say resources are unlimited, but that again depends on the R&D work that you do. Like it all depends on whenever you develop a product, you always keep in mind the inventory that you have, right? So that all depends. So coming up with a efficient solution is what is going to be the best value, because as we said, as the team name suggests, we are talking about value equilibrium. So our concept is that you have to find a balance between the profit or revenue that you make out of the product, which also covers the other financial metrics of the resources and everything. while also considering and keeping in mind the customer's perception and customer satisfaction. So finding the balance is what we're talking about. So how it can be done depends on each organization and the resources that they have and how they plan it. But it's not an impossible thing to do.
I
Finding
think,
that
yeah, I
exact
think
spot of
concept of sustainability can also come in picture.
exactly, yeah.
Okay, guys. So I think there are no more questions, right? Okay. So with that, I would like to conclude this week's SD session. So before we go, I would like to have two reflections from the participants and two reflections from the audience. So this is an interesting topic, guys. Business value. So whatever you guys learned, you can share.
So I will go first. So from all this session, whatever discussion we had, whenever we worked on the presentation also about business value, I think the most important thing is whenever we are creating any product, whenever we are creating any service, it should really focus on the customer, how they are going to use it, how it's going to affect their daily lives or professional lives, and is it going to increase their frustration or is it going to decrease their frustration of their work? With all keeping this in mind and doing some marketing research and all these things, that only a good product comes, not like building anything over day. So a proper research before building any valuable product. Keep in mind, valuable product is very important. So that's just my reflection. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubham. Who would like to go next?
Can I go next?
Please. Yeah.
Talking about products, so I was trying to relate this concept to my work at HPF Labs. So basically, we are also trying to create some services like taking review scores or something. So I really feel that maybe I can, take these concepts and help in creating a value system in which people can be more. So I think I realized maybe talking to the people who are involved in the process can be a very helpful way in researching the things. So in order to make the system robust, though creating value is a very ever evolving process. So I really feel that at HPF I can, apply these concepts in order to come up with with a service which can be more help in creating value in people's life. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shivangi. So anybody would like to go next from the audience?
May I?
Please.
Thank you. I feel like this SD just sort of put things into perspective where we see that businesses don't just create value through things like products, but also how like they present and maybe deliver and even position them. And this like value can change depending on the audience or the people that you're targeting. So I feel like that is something which was very interesting to me because you can see that it's constantly adapting, I guess so. So yeah, this is what this SD helped me see. Thank you.
Thank you, Ria. Anybody
Can I
else?
go? Can I go next, Swapnil?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so one of the things that I really learned from this SD is like any business, whenever they are creating value, value it should be sustainable. Like value, creating value, gaining profit, and sustainability goes very hand in hand. If any solution, any product, whatever they're launching in the market, or if it exists in the market, if the value is not sustainable in the long term, I think no organization will be able to move ahead, stay long in the market. So like one of the key example if I can take is like Tata Salt. So they have a Tata company, or the Tata brand they have, like, and one of the key like one of the use case example is Tata Salt. Like the they have created the value system such, they have built the experience such, they have gained the trust of the customers such that even till date it stays in the market, like because the people has the organization has been able to create that value amongst the consumers. So like sustainability should be one of the key factor that no matter whatever the organization is doing, whatever product they're launching, it should always be existing. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Joyita. Okay, I don't think anybody else has any questions or any reflection to share. Okay. So thank you guys for joining for this week's SD. Happy weekend, guys.